Jesus revealed the sacred sound frequency that shatters. Demiurge programming in 21 minutes, the hidden sonic weapon ancient. Gnostic texts describe a reality far different from common understanding. These manuscripts speak of the Demiurge, a false creator entity. This being constructed a prison of material illusion around human consciousness. The physical world serves as a trap designed to harvest spiritual energy. Jesus recognized this cosmic deception during his years of hidden study. His mysterious travels between ages 12 and 30 involved initiatic training. He learned secrets from mystery schools across Egypt, India, and Persia. These schools preserved knowledge about the true nature of reality. The Gnostic Gospels revealed Jesus spoke of archons and false powers. These entities maintain control through frequency manipulation and energetic programming. Human beings live under layers of invisible influence and mental conditioning. Most people never realize they are prisoners of a false reality. Jesus discovered that sound carries power to disrupt this programming. Specific frequencies can shatter the energetic bonds holding consciousness captive. He learned that the human voice produces vibrations capable of spiritual liberation. This knowledge became central to his secret teachings for inner circle disciples. The 21-minute duration held special significance in ancient wisdom traditions. This time period aligns with natural cycles of consciousness and energy. The human brain enters specific states when exposed to sustained frequencies. Jesus understood these neurological and spiritual mechanics with precision. Early Christian communities practiced vocal techniques that mainstream history has forgotten. These practices were systematically removed from church doctrine over centuries. The knowledge survived only in hidden manuscripts and esoteric traditions. Modern seekers are now rediscovering what was deliberately obscured for millennia. Understanding the Demiurge prison, Gnostic cosmology presents a radically different view of creation and existence. The Demiurge represents a flawed entity who mistakenly believes itself divine. This being created the material universe as an imperfect copy. The physical realm serves as a prison separating souls from true divinity. Archons function as the Demiurge's agents maintaining this control system. These entities operate through thought patterns, beliefs, and societal structures. They feed on human emotional energy, particularly fear and suffering. The entire social matrix serves to generate this energetic harvest. Human consciousness contains a divine spark from the true transcendent source. This spark remains trapped within layers of material conditioning and false identity. The Demiurge programs humanity through culture, religion, and education systems. These programs create artificial limitations on human spiritual potential. Jesus taught that liberation requires recognizing the prison before escaping it. Awareness itself begins the process of breaking free from archonic influence. Understanding the true nature of reality strips away layers of deception. This gnosis, or direct knowledge, threatens the Demiurge's entire system. The material world appears solid and real through sophisticated energetic manipulation. The Demiurge uses frequency control to maintain the illusion of matter. Human perception operates within narrow bandwidth, deliberately imposed by archonic systems. Expanding consciousness beyond these limits reveals the prison's true nature. Ancient texts describe how Jesus accessed higher dimensional awareness states. He perceived reality beyond the Demiurge's frequency prison. This expanded perception allowed him to teach methods of liberation. His most powerful teaching involved using sound to break the programming. The sacred 21-minute technique. The practice begins with understanding vowel sounds as primordial creative forces. Ancient languages recognized certain sounds as cosmically significant vibrations. These sounds predate human language and connect to universal creation patterns. Jesus taught specific sequences that activate dormant spiritual capacities. The technique requires finding a private space free from interruption. Sitting comfortably with an upright spine allows energy to flow properly. Eyes remain closed to minimize external sensory input and distraction. Breathing naturally and deeply prepares the body and consciousness. The core practice involves sustained vocalization of sacred vowel tones. Each sound is held for the duration of a single breath. The vibration should resonate throughout the entire body and skull. Attention focuses on feeling the sound rather than thinking about it. The sequence follows a specific pattern that Jesus encoded in parables, starting with the lowest tone that feels comfortable to produce, gradually moving through middle-range frequencies before reaching higher pitches. Each tone targets different energy centers within the human system. 21 minutes allows sufficient time for consciousness to shift states. The first 7 minutes break through surfaced mental chatter and resistance. The middle 7 minutes begin dissolving deeper layers of programming. The final 7 minutes access states where actual liberation occurs. Practitioners report experiencing unusual sensations during the process. Some feel pressure in the forehead as dormant perception activates. Others experience vibrations throughout their body as energy blocks release. Visual phenomena may appear even with eyes closed as consciousness expands. These signs indicate the technique is working effectively. For those seeking deeper understanding of these ancient practices and the historical sources that preserve this knowledge, additional research materials are available in the description below that explore the Gnostic texts and mystery school traditions in greater detail. The mechanism of liberation. Sound operates as vibration that affects matter at fundamental levels. Modern physics confirms ancient mystical understanding about frequency and reality. Everything in existence vibrates at specific rates, creating apparent solidity. Changing frequency patterns can literally restructure physical and energetic matter. The Demiurge's control system operates through frequency entrainment and resonance. Human consciousness becomes locked into specific vibrational patterns from birth. These patterns limit perception and maintain the illusion of separation. Breaking free requires introducing disruptive frequencies into the system. The human voice produces incredibly powerful and complex vibrational patterns. Unlike external sounds, internally generated voice vibrations affect consciousness directly. The physical body acts as a resonance chamber amplifying effects. This gives the practitioner immense power over their own energetic state. Jesus understood that specific vowel sounds match cosmic creative frequencies. These sounds existed before the Demiurge created the material trap. They carry signatures of the true transcendent divine source. Vocalizing them reconnects consciousness to its original eternal nature. The practice works by progressively dissolving layers of false programming. Initial sessions may feel uncomfortable as resistance patterns emerge. The archonic systems attempt to prevent practitioners from continuing. Persistence gradually weakens these control mechanisms until they collapse. Brainwave patterns shift dramatically during sustained toning practices. Consciousness moves from normal waking beta state into altered configurations. Theta and gamma wave combinations create access to known ordinary reality. These states allow direct perception beyond the Demiurge's imposed limitations. Historical suppression and modern revival. Early Christian Gnostics practiced these techniques as core spiritual discipline. Communities gathered in secret locations to perform group toning sessions. The combined power of multiple voices amplified liberation effects exponentially. These gatherings represented serious threats to emerging Orthodox authority structures. The Council of Nicaea in 325 AD marked the beginning of systematic suppression. Church authorities declared Gnostic teachings heretical and dangerous to faith. Texts containing liberation techniques were systematically destroyed across the empire. Practitioners faced persecution, imprisonment, and execution for continuing these practices. The Orthodox Church constructed a control system replacing the Demiurge's original matrix. They substituted external salvation through church authority for direct personal gnosis. Believers were taught to remain powerless and dependent on priestly intermediaries. The sonic liberation techniques completely disappeared from sanctioned Christian practice. Fragments of knowledge survived in mystery schools and esoteric traditions. Sufi mystics, Kabbalists, and Hindu yogis preserved similar sound-based practices. These traditions maintained the understanding that vocalization liberates consciousness. Their techniques echo the original teachings that Jesus transmitted. The 20th century brought renewed interest in Gnostic Christianity. The discovery of the Nag Hammadi Library in 1945 revealed suppressed texts. Scholars began reconstructing the true teachings that early Christians practiced. Modern practitioners started experimenting with ancient liberation techniques again. Today's spiritual seekers are rediscovering the power of sacred sound. Scientific research validates ancient claims about frequency affecting consciousness. The technique remains as effective now as when Jesus first taught it. Anyone willing to practice consistently for 21 minutes can experience liberation. The Demiurge's power diminishes as more individuals break free from programming. Each awakened consciousness weakens the entire false reality system. Jesus provided the key to unlock the prison. The only question is whether individuals will use it. To explore the complete historical documentation and primary sources referenced throughout this teaching, including translated Gnostic Gospels and comparative mystical traditions, visit the research links provided in the description. These materials offer essential context for understanding the full scope of this ancient wisdom. Unlock the complete ancient knowledge. The techniques Jesus taught about sound frequency and liberation from the Demiurge represent just one thread of suppressed spiritual wisdom. The complete picture emerges only when exploring the original source texts and comparative traditions. Access the complete research archive, discover the Nag Hammadi Codices, Gnostic Gospels, and Esoteric manuscripts that preserve these revolutionary teachings. Explore scholarly translations and commentaries that reveal what early Christianity actually practiced before institutional suppression. Learn how mystery schools across ancient Egypt, Persia, India, and Greece taught similar techniques. Understand the common thread connecting Sufi dhikr, Hebrew divine names, Hindu mantra, and Buddhist chanting practices. The tools for liberation have been preserved across millennia. They await those ready to reclaim their divine sovereignty and escape the Demiurge's programming. Your journey to authentic spiritual freedom begins with knowledge. Don't remain trapped in ignorance when the keys to the prison are freely available. The archons maintain control through keeping humanity ignorant of its own power. Break free. The truth is in the description below.